Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I had the good fortune of running into Tim Rajeff here out on the Deschutes today. I was super excited because of Tim's association with Airflo. This video we did with Airflo Skagit Scout, and then the Airflo Skagit Fist, which is a triple density Skagit line, and it absolutely jacks. It just goes forever. Super fun line to cast and fishes deep. Tim was gracious enough to answer a barrage of questions. For knuckleheads like me who are probably going to buy this stuff and put fighting bets on, try to spey cast with them. I know that that's probably not optimum, but no. Tim had to leave because he was actually working. He was working with a designer to develop some super cool stuff. He was interesting and fun to talk to, and I did not want to let him leave. So I'm hanging out with Tim Rajeff on the river. Gave him a few pointers. Awesome. Brimming with confidence, I hit the river. Took me a while to get dialed. Worked on my wrap cast. Tim Rajeff provided me with a ton of information about lines and rods and what's coming up, and I'm going to air it on a completely entire video dedicated to the interview. They have lots of new developments, and we're going to cover rods and lines and even a little Euro nymphing stuff, and lake fishing stuff. So stay tuned. This wrap cast, which is more or less a double spey, it's kind of my go-to when I have a difficult setup to cast, and that's kind of my confidence cast. That high-low sweep is very helpful. Here is a snap T-cast. Notice how the point of the line in the water aims where I'm gonna cast. I got a great water tear on this, but then I lagged, got too far back, got my arms behind me, and I lagged a little bit on the forward cast, and as you can see right here, the entire sink tip is on the water, even part of the head, and there's a big slurping, sticky forward cast deal. On all of these casts, the common thing that made the good ones good and the bad ones bad was the anchor. A very light anchor with just the right amount of stick is critical. The anchor placement is not that critical. I mean, there's only so many places that you can put it. Anywhere next to me, I mean, if I'm crowded up behind, with brush behind me, then by all means I want the anchor way out in front. But if I'm just casting, I want the anchor kind of next to me, but it's just really not that critical. And you can kind of see here, it's a little bit behind me as it takes off. When you get into the longer lines, I definitely like my anchor way out in front of me. Here I'm doing a snake poke, and it's basically a very nice cast if you're on river right with a wind blowing downstream. Works very good for just plopping that anchor right in front of you. You make a circle, it's kind of an egg-shaped circle, and then I like to poke it out there. Nice, smooth cast. Smoothness is critical. That there is a snake roll. And the reason I do the snake poke is because the snake roll with a heavy sink tip and a heavy Skagit rig and kind of a heavy fly, that fly just lands really funky. So it's hard to get the timing on a snake roll with a outfit that heavy. This is what I mean by getting the right amount of anchored, which here you can see just the sink tip, or most of the sink tip, or part of the sink tip. It's not a real heavy fly. I switched positions here, came in a little closer, stripped in a little line, and did some touch and go cast with a little more of a sweep and a high drift, because there's always more than one way to skin any cat. And you can see right here, I didn't have much running line out, but that baby I hit the sweet spot. I had just the right anchor and it really flew. I moved up the river and found a run I could fish, did some left-handed casting, such as this epic stinker. I'm gonna do a lot of left-handed casting this year with my left hand up, and fished out this nice little run and had a great time. Finally hooked up with a nice red side at the end of the day, so it was all in all a great day, and I'm looking forward to 2020. Well, there's a nice red side I caught on my fly from Fin and Fire. That was the plan worked out perfectly. Paul, the manager of Fin and Fire, said this is a good crossover fly, and it sure is. Beautiful red side. I'll take it.